Hi, my name is Ada Dyndo, and I support the internationalization program at EBTC. Today, my guest is Payal Kanwar, the Director General of IFCCI, Indo-French Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And it's a great pleasure to welcome her as she has been honored the highest award, the highest civil award, an honor from the government of France recently. So congratulations on that, Payal, and thank you for joining the video today.
Thank you so much, Ada. I'm delighted to be here with you for this conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, I will ask you a few questions considering your great experience in supporting international business and also French companies entering and exploring Indian market. I would like to know more about your views on how India is being considered as the potential market for investment and business. As India's ease of doing business is getting better, I would like to know what are your views on that?
Sure, thanks, Ada. So I think that, India has always been a key destination for foreign investments, just with its sheer market size, growing middle class, as you mentioned, its young population, the availability of skilled labor, and now, of course, a massive acceleration in digitization, which we've seen. In fact, I think India attracted the highest FDI in the last FY, close to $85 billion. And the market is growing at close to 7%, which is one of the highest in the world. Having said that, I do feel that India holds a stronger position today due to several factors. Firstly, the challenges that have always surrounded doing business in India are now easing out. As you mentioned, a lot of effort has gone in by the government of India. Secondly, I think the perception of India has changed these past years. And of course, now currently with the new geopolitical situation, it's really put India back on the map. And it's considered as a prime investment destination. We all saw how much supply chain went through a major disruption, during the pandemic. And now I think India does want to position itself as a key manufacturing hub. And we're really seeing some fantastic stories of French companies that are manufacturing in India for the world. So I think things are looking very promising. India is definitely at the cusp of taking a leap to the next level of economic development with, an early closure of free trade agreements. We've seen what's happening. I know that India and the EU are also under negotiation for the free trade agreement. So I think all of this is really contributing to India's position in terms of, being a very, important destination for foreign companies.
You mentioned French companies, and I would like to ask you about their journey to India. Because France has a strong presence in India, the Indian market. What's your view on that? How would you assess the growth and the journey to India?
I think a lot of large companies, especially the bigger ones, have a historic presence in India. They've been in the country for many years. In fact, even if you look at the 40 largest listed on the stock exchange, 39 of them are already in the country. French companies are global leaders in many industries and perhaps some of the most comprehensive in the world. Even if we look at sectors like, defense and aerospace, of course, we all know companies like Airbus, Safran, Thales, IT and digital technologies, companies like Capgemini, which is also, by the way, the largest employer in India, close to 200,000 jobs that they're generating in the country. We have companies like Soprasteria, Dassault Systems, and then, of course, other sectors like healthcare, mobility, energy. So there's really like a widespread presence. And I think that the general consensus that I can sense when we interact with CEOs of these companies is that there is a lot of optimism. Of course, India does come with its fair share of challenges, which we all know. But I think that, with a long-term view, they've all, succeeded immensely in India. So I think that things are quite promising. There have been some recent, announcements in the news as well. You must have seen the big partnership between Airbus and Tata to develop the C-295 aircrafts in Gujarat. France's largest energy company, Total Energies, has a huge partnership with Adani. CMA CGM, which is a shipping company has won a huge contract for, you know, the upgrade of the JNPT in Maharashtra. But it's not just big companies. I know that, you know, of course, as a Chamber of Commerce, we work a lot in the space of helping mid-sized and smaller companies. And we've seen some great stories there as well of smaller companies that are really finding their space in India. Of course, there are many factors, you know, it's a long-term view. You have to really invest in the country in terms of even time investment. Things don't happen overnight, but eventually it does convert. And I think that's what's interesting to see.
Thank you for that. And you mentioned the role that Chamber of Commerce plays. Can you expand it a little bit and tell us more what is the role of BMOs and chambers as CEOs, that you the one that you represent, in this regard of identifying the relevant project opportunities for long-term partners? Would you tell me more about what IFCCI's role is?
Yeah, absolutely. So IFCCI this year, so IFCCI is the Indo-French Chamber of Commerce and Industry, La CCI France 1, as we call ourselves in French. So we're a part of an international network of 125 French chambers abroad. And so it's an excellent network that we have. And in India, we are actually celebrating our 45th anniversary this year. So the chamber was created in 1977. Today, we're present across 5 cities, so Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. We're a team of 30 people. So in terms of how we, you know, help French companies in India, firstly, I'd like to mention that we are a part of the Team France, along with the other organizations like Business France, you know, the Economic Department of the French Embassy, the French Foreign Trade Advisors. So where we really play a role is in the entire setup phase. So when a company is looking at entering the Indian market, we help them right from setting up their legal structure to helping them identify talent. So we have a great HR and recruitment desk where we have more than 7,000 profiles of French individuals, Indian candidates, French-speaking Indians. So it's all types of profiles. I think that's really a service which is interesting for companies because, as you know, talent is a key issue in India. Then, of course, with staff outsourcing, business centers. So the entire, you know, cycle of really arriving in the country to successfully setting up your operations, that is really where we play a role. And of course, we have a lot of partners that we work with. We work very closely with EBTC as well. So I think that is really where it's important for organizations like ours to do that entire hand-holding part, because of course, companies are coming from far. And I think the image of India, at least from Europe, is still, I mean, lesser known. There's still a lot more work we need to do in terms of, you know, talking about India and talking about the opportunities, which you're doing right now, which is fantastic. But I think that when they get here, I think that entire, you know, accompagnement, as we say in French, so the hand-holding part is extremely important.
Thank you so much, Payal. It was great to hear you. It was great to listen to your knowledge and experience, and congratulations again on receiving the honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ada. Take care. See you soon.